Welcome. I'm Mike Curran from the Ottawa Business Journal. This is a special day. It only comes once a year. It is the day that we announce the 40 Under 40 recipients. This is one of the most sought after business awards for young entrepreneurs in our city. We are recognizing 40 young business people under the age of 40. We look for three things: business achievement, expertise, and community involvement. And we, in this short video, are going to announce the 2021 recipients. We're very excited to do that. I want to bring in now and introduce the president and CEO of the Ottawa Board of Trade, Su-Ling Ching. Hello, Su-Ling.
Hello, Michael.
The Board of Trade's been a partner for many years now with us on 40 Under 40. And I wanted to start off by simply asking you, Su-Ling, what does the 40 Under 40 mean to you, particularly at a time when, we're dealing with a pandemic and there's lots of economic ramifications from that?
Absolutely. Well, I think for all of us, the opportunity to recognize young talent, their passion, their innovation is inspiring, but also it's really an ability for us as a community to highlight what the economic importance is of having that group. So we're really excited to recognize them. And I want to say thank you to you as the leader in this program, and all of our judges and all of the 40 Under 40 who apply, because they're really putting themselves out there. And that's what we need. We need for leaders to step up to the plate so that they can be recognized and lead by example.
Listen, and this awards program dates back, can you believe it, Su-Ling, 24 years. So we're almost at the quarter century mark for this. And it amazes me that still after 24 years, we have a terrific group of people that step forward, nominees. By my count, we had over 300 nominations started and about 160 submitted. And we brought together, as you know, an expert panel of judges. We'll be speaking to them in this video in just a few minutes. Excellent. And we did have a tough time. Yes. But just to pick up on what you said there, Su-Ling, I do think this is a special year. Of course, we presented 40 Under 40 last year in the pandemic. It was interrupted a little bit, but at a time when the news media, quite honestly, is full of dark stories of business failure and business people really struggling. It is inspirational to see these people, and it gives me a sense of hope. I think you're the same too. A hope in the future, the economic future of our city.
Absolutely. And when we see the diversity of what these young people bring to our community, it brings me a lot of hope as well, and optimism.
Well, thanks, Su-Ling. It's great to partner with the Board of Trade on 40 Under 40. It's now my pleasure to welcome the director of the Executive MBA program at Telfer, Gregory Richards. Welcome, Gregory.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Well, we love the ongoing relationship with Telfer School of Management Executive MBA. In fact, it's been this is incredible, Greg, almost 20 years that there's been a connection between 40 Under 40 and Telfer EMBA. So tell me, why do you think that's important? Why is it important to Telfer EMBA to have a relationship with 40 Under 40?
Quite right, Michael. I checked the files and you're bang on. It's been 18 years, in fact. So it's been a great relationship. I think the tie that binds us, Michael, is this notion of community impact. 40 Under 40s, the impressive results that they have managed to deliver over the years, obviously has a powerful impact on our community. The Executive MBA program our students deliver almost 50 projects a year to the community. It's the only program worldwide that has that many projects that are done for community service as students go through the 21 months of the program. So I really think that's what brings us together, is this notion that as the 40 Under 40s do their thing, they have a great impact on people around them. And our program wants to be connected to the community like no other program. So I think that's really the rationale behind it.
And I should have pointed out, by the way, Gregory, there have been 40 Under 40 recipients who've been introduced to the EMBA opportunity and actually done the program. I think you've got at least one in the cohort now. So that's pretty tangible results to make sure that we're elevating, these young entrepreneurs and putting them on a different platform.
Yes, quite right. And some who've been through the program have also been nominated and have won the distinction. So I think that's a great collaboration.
Yeah, it's a really neat result of this. And Greg, you're a second year judge. You're back this year for the second time. As always, we had lots of nominations. By the way, we had well over 300 people start nominations. As you know, I pre-screened from about 180 down to 78 to be really specific. And then the judges took over and had a look at 78 finalists. And you put lots of hours into that. Thank you, Gregory. But what were your observations in year two?
I think the first thing that struck me, Michael, was balance. We're seeing candidates from healthcare, from not-for-profits, as well as from profit-making businesses. So I welcome that, because obviously, especially in a COVID environment, I know our healthcare professionals are putting in a lot of time and effort. The other thing is it's becoming harder each year. The impressive results that these folks are generating is actually quite fascinating. So, it's good from the point of view of our community. It's challenging from the point of view of a judge, though, to make those distinctions.
Yeah, it has been. We're talking a little history. 18 years with Telfer. It is the 24th. So this started in 1997. We had a weird blip. I don't know what happened in 1998, but there was no 40 under 40, and then 1999 on. So this is the 24th year, and it still amazes me, to your point, Greg, that in a relatively small city, that we still find each and every year, a great caliber of recipient. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And it's a real pleasure for us to see what's being accomplished out there in the community.
Well, thank you to Telfer EMBA, Greg, and thanks for all your personal involvement. We're looking forward in just a few minutes to making the big announcement. So thanks, Greg. It's now time to speak with 3 of the 2021 judges for 40 Under 40. These business leaders have dedicated hours and hours of their personal time reviewing and ranking every single finalist. By my estimate, there's about 100 total hours reviewing each and every nomination in total every given year. And just days ago, by the way, we convened 3 of these judges, plus Gregory, to make some very tough decisions on the final list of 40 Under 40 recipients. So let's meet 3 of our judges right now. We'll bring them on screen one at a time. First off, we have Robert Rayome, a partner at BDO. We have Joelle Hall, a director at Richardson Wealth, and a 40 Under 40 alum from, I won't say way back, because I promise you, Joelle. And we have Pascal Saint-Jean, a chair with Tech Canada, and also a 40 Under 40 recipient from a few less years than Joelle. Sorry, Joelle, that's mean. Anyway, welcome to you all. Robert, let's start off with you. You're the longest serving judge. You've done this 8 times, 8 years in a row, and you have a good context over that period. That's almost a decade, Robert. So put this year into some context, because it is a unique year. We're in a pandemic. So what did you notice, Robert?
Hi, Michael. Thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure to be a judge for those years. It's funny because sitting back after we do this every year, I keep thinking this was the best year ever. Sorry to say, but I've been saying this for 8 years now. So it just keeps getting better and better. But for me this year, one thing that was very different, we all know we are in a very different environment. So the leaders that we have the privilege of reviewing their application demonstrated such excellent leadership skills in this environment. There was a lot of challenges. They demonstrated resiliency. They had to pivot their organization, or even what they did individually as leaders. So it was an incredible year, honestly. What those leaders have done, hat to them, very well done. And I think one thing that I can sit back and say, with the challenge that those leaders have had in the last 12 to 15 months, let's say, it's going to make them such strong leaders. They've seen adversity, they've seen all the challenges. I can only think that these leaders are just going to be amazing leaders as we get back to normal.
It is absolutely a possible silver lining that they've been tested, in the fire, and now we're going to come out of this as more resilient leaders. Joelle, I want to bring you into the conversation. You're a second-year judge, so thank you for 2 years running, and you're a recipient, as I indicated, from not too long ago. That was a joke.
2011,
That's not long ago at all. So I want to ask you, Joelle, you're a recipient. What do you think it means to win 40 under 40 from your perspective?
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Michael. I'd say I realize the honor more now, having judged some of these finalists. I found it very difficult to go through the process last year, and this year was even more difficult. There was just such a consistency of the caliber of the finalists. And, I think what it means for the recipients is that many of them may have been recognized in their own fields or by their own companies, but this really is a recognition by the business community of Ottawa as a testament to their accomplishments. And I'm just so pleased with sort of the breadth of the recipients and even the finalists. I mean, we have finalists from all kinds of sectors: healthcare, construction, real estate, technology, green products, communication. I mean, you name it. And selfishly, as vice chair of the Ottawa Board of Trade, it makes me really, really excited about the capacity and capabilities within our business community to cultivate a thriving business and, by extension, a broader community in Ottawa. And I'm so excited for these recipients this year.
Love those points. And you're absolutely bang on. When we get to the finalist stage, and as I indicated earlier in the video, there were about 78 finalists that, there's only half points and points between people. They're just consistently good, right? So we are being very sincere when we say there's some tough decisions that need to be made. And Pascal, I also want to talk to you. Each of the people on the judging panel, by the way, brings something really unique. Pascal, as I indicated, you're a past recipient, so that's neat. But even more so, I wanted to ask you about this. As a chair of Tech Canada, it means on a day-to-day basis, you are quite literally coaching dozens of local entrepreneurs, business owners, and you're having very deep and personal discussions, both one-on-one and in your peer groups. So, what are some of the traits that when you reviewed the finalist and you look at the recipient list that you noticed?
Absolutely. Well, again, I wanted to thank Tech Canada for their continued support of the Ottawa community and the entrepreneurs here and our leaders in this city. And again, Michael, for your entire team and the great work you do with the 40 under 40. And for me, like Joelle, it meant a whole lot. It opened some doors and it really expanded my network and accelerated a lot of opportunities. Now, looking at this year's nominees and recipients, really a lot of themes that I saw was that basically the theme of perseverance, but innovation and overcoming some tough challenges. So when you talked about some of the big themes that I look at, that I discuss with my members, is again, growth, from a human resources perspective, pivoting your strategy, competing against some international companies. We saw all of that this year in our list of finalists. And a few interesting things. The mix this year is really impressive. We have some growing startups that are just going gangbusters from a growth perspective. We have a lot of family transitions. That's something I noticed. We had a lot of families where exactly, the kids were stepping up and really innovating and taking a 20, 30, 40-year business to a whole new level. And I've seen some of that as well. So it's interesting, the new ideas they bring to the table. And then a lot of what I call intrapreneurship. So individuals, they're not necessarily the founders, but they're coming in with an entrepreneurship mindset within a really large company, and they're not afraid to ruffle some feathers and bring some new ideas. And what I've noticed is that their divisions that they're leading are the fastest expanding and growth potential within those much larger businesses. So those are three themes that I saw. And again, we look back in terms of the future for Ottawa, looking at this list of candidates and our recipients, the future is really bright for the city.
Well, thank you for that, Pascal. And listen, a big final thank you. We've reached the point where we're going to unveil the list here in just about a minute. I want to once again give you guys props for, as I said, dozens of hours spending this. Thanks to you all, and hope to have you back next year.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Looking forward to a celebration too. So I'll be talking about that in just a second. But anyway, thanks for today.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
So it's time to reveal the 2021 recipients. Before we roll that list of names, one quick point on the 2021 celebrations. It will be virtual again, surprise, surprise. OBJ and the Ottawa Board of Trade are happy to announce that we will be working once again with Rogers TV on a broadcast. That broadcast takes place on Wednesday, June 23rd at 8 p.m., so mark your calendars. We hope that it inspires the community and it lifts people's spirits at this difficult time. To the 2021 recipients, on behalf of OBJ, the Ottawa Board of Trade, our sponsors, and over 800 alumni, a big congratulations. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you will continue to do for our city and region. Here are the 2021 40 Under 40 recipients.